it's ghosts too. This place is like filled with ghosts for me.
Yeah.
And but like really great produce.
The best produce.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh, there she is.
Hi.
There she is. Busy, Eugene Carroll.
Eugene, you are just honestly my idol since I was a teen. I mean, first of all, we have the same name. Can we get it out of the way? You know that my name is Elizabeth Jean?
Get the hell out of here. No.
Yeah, my name is Elizabeth Jean. Uh-huh.
Wait a minute, there's a whole controversy where you got the name Busy, so I never even imagined you had an actual name.
Yes, and I'm Elizabeth Jean. My middle name is Jean.
Oh my God. You have left it and become our leader.
Oh, no, I think you're our leader. Let's be real.
She's our leader. Guys, listeners, Busy Phillips is doing her best friends. We are so excited because our guest today is someone that Biz and I have long admired. This week, she dropped a surprise book that no one was expecting. It immediately hit the bestseller list. It's Eugene Carroll.
Thank you.
We don't have sound effects on this show, but like we could just play. I was going to say an actual patriot. That was what I was going to offer.
Yes.
By way of introduction.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. Thank you very much. And thank you, Caissie. That was superb.
Yeah, it was superb. She's great at her job, Eugene, as are you. How are you? How are you doing?
Do you know what I did today? I did something very unusual, and you are both going to be so jealous. At around 2:30, I walked in my bedroom, laid down, and took a nap.
Oh my God. She's living her best life.
That we talk about this.
I know you do.
I'm not a napper. Not a napper.
I took a nap. Now look at me. I couldn't be. Look how beautiful I got.
Yeah,
a desiccated carcass could hardly get 20 minutes later. Really.
I mean, you're known for always being fabulous.
Thank you.
That is true.
Yeah, I'm just known for being an old crone, but thank you.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true.
I don't think that's true either. Okay, so let's talk about, I want to talk about the book because how did you keep it a secret?
You know, when you have a secret, it gives you power.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember in high school when we knew something about one of our friends and didn't tell anybody and kept it secret? Mm-hmm. We had a lot of power. And it's that same principle. I knew something that was going on that nobody else knew. I knew that I was about ready to reveal a high comedy,
Right.
And that's what I was about. And so it was delicious keeping it away from everybody. So then when it dropped, it was quite delightful because here's this old lady who's beat Trump twice
mm-hmm.
with a book, and it's not crying about sexual assault. It's not a downer. It is an upper. It's about this is what happens, how you get past it, and this is what you do about it. So it was sort of a whiplash for people.
Yeah.
To think, wait a minute, is this a tragic thing? No, wait, it's a funny thing. And here's why.
Wow.
It's a double whammy.
The book is called Not My Type, One Woman versus a President. And it's about you beating Donald Trump in court.
Twice.
And getting, a judge to say, this is who he is. This is what he is.
Yeah. And a jury,
and a jury.
Yes.
Unanimous, 2 federal juries. And that was very satisfying.
Because the defamation case was the bigger, the award of $83.3 million in damages. That was a jury decided the defamation case, correct?
Yeah, they decided that amount because Robbie Kaplan, the greatest legal mind of her generation, who was my attorney, the great civil rights attorney, Robbie Kaplan, who opened the way for gay rights in America and who trounced the Nazis in Charlottesville. Robbie Kaplan so ripped Trump to shreds in her final argument. He turned bright vermilion, stood up in the courtroom as she was giving her final argument and walked the hell out. I guess she inveigled the jury to give him a high amount because she kept saying, Mar-a-Lago, he claims it's $2 billion. She used a deposition in his fraud case and just took those numbers and presented them to the jury. It drove Trump crazy. And as we were sitting in the courtroom, Trump, of course, was posting on his social media sometimes 40 times an hour, ragging on the judge, saying terrible things about the judge and Robbie and the worst things you can possibly imagine about me. And she said, what is it going to take to make him stop? What amount will it take to make this billionaire stop? And boy, by the time after he walked out and Robbie concluded, and then Alina Habba, Esquire, his defense attorney, very beautiful woman, got up. I know, got up, and here her argument was. Busy, Caissie, listen to this. Do you know what her final argument was?
No.
Two final arguments. Number one, I had tweeted some tweets about penises, because I wrote that advice column. So I would
remember longest running advice column ever.
So I would, maybe tweet about my advice about penises. And here's her concluding thing. And Rob Reiner once wrote a tweet about her.
What?
Proving that all I wanted was fame.
What?
Oh my God.
Like, honey, you don't need it. You don't need it. You're E. Jean Carroll.
No, I'm telling you. That not stunning to you?
It's stunning. Well, when she asked for a list of who you'd had sex with, that stunned me nearly to death. Nearly to death. I almost didn't come back alive from that. How did you feel?
Well, of course, the reason she would ask that is to shame me and mortify me and humiliate me and make me look like some horrible floozy. But of course, if you had been there, you would have done the same. It was one of the best moments of the whole day, because I love talking about my lovers. I like these guys a lot, and to tell the stories. And I went, oh my God, wait until you hear this one. It was, and my attorney Robbie, nobody was prepared for this. As the list came out, Robbie would rock forward in her chair and make a note and go like this. It was, and then she was Googling.
Right.
Because my lovers are my age, so they're older. So she had to Google Richard Harris. Nobody knew who Richard Harris was. And she Googled Dumbledore.
Oh my
Dumbledore, ladies and gentlemen.
Which, by the way, Richard Harris, famously hot.
Famously hot.
Like, I wish we had all gotten to get busy with Richard Harris.
Honey.
Listen, we should just change the podcast and change the name of it. No, A Man Called Horse. Just everyone stop listening and watching this right now and go watch A Man Called Horse. It is amazing.
So hot.
God. Oh my God.
I'm writing it down, actually. I'm going to watch it.
Write it down, everyone. A Man Called Horse.
I'm going to watch it later.
So that was made to humiliate, and that has been there. That was the Trump defense on both trials. There was a perfect victim. The perfect victim always goes to the police, always.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Even though the man may retaliate, even though she may lose her job, maybe she doesn't have any money and doesn't know a lawyer. And if he retaliates, she would have. A perfect victim never, never, never is silent. A perfect victim always screams.
Right.
Always screams. No matter what the hell is going on, a perfect victim is screaming. And a perfect victim should never laugh again after it's over. Never, never go to a party.
Never look hot again.
No. Oh, the very thought would never, no. And then you go back
Right.
to the cave and you cover yourself with a dish towel. And that's how you live. And they dragged out evidence. I went to 2 parties.
Oh
And
my
they
God.
dragged out evidence that when anybody asked how I was, I'd always say, I'm fabulous. Yeah. And
Right.
so they used that because I was not the perfect victim. A perfect victim has never existed on this planet.
Never.
No.
Right. We know this.
Yeah, we know this. We have friends and daughters and mothers who know this.
Of course.
Right. So you are fabulous and you have been fabulous. Was it at all painful to relive any of this for you or scary?
No, it was the opposite.
Really?
It's the opposite. Taking what happened to me and putting it in my words and turning it and giving it my version.
Yeah.
Releasing. It released. You go into it, you look at it, you write it down. And I thought it was actually, I was a lot better after the book was done. I was like,
Really?
yeah, oh yeah. Oh, well, you know this.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do. I actually do. It's like when you write a memoir, especially when you go through the very painful, traumatic events in your life, it really is like doing decades of therapy as you write it.
And then you contended with, then people will go through and take out nuggets, which you just put in passing, and then they'll ask you about various people that you said things about. So yes, but okay, you're used to that.
I'm used to
was ready for it. So yeah.
And so how has that been? How has the time since the book has come out and everybody's grabbing their headlines? How's that been for you?
It's been wonderful. I just want people to know the truth. And it's been every day. It is, I can hardly take how much happiness I'm feeling. It's hard to take because it's done. It's out there. And people now, more people know about, because actually a lot of people never knew that he was held liable. That. Because they don't get that kind of news. Their Facebook feed is completely different. And their Instagram feed is completely different. And they don't watch MSNBC, God knows. But, so it's just, how would they know? They don't know. So a few more will now know.
Wow.
So I feel great about it. I feel great about it.
Your mind for detail is so amazing to me. Like you remember details that if I was in the midst of all that, I don't know that I would have remembered details the way that you did. How did you do that? Did you have in mind a book the whole time?
Well, I'm an old journalist. That's all. All I do is write. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So what I did at the end of every night during the trials and leading up to the trials was, of course, pull out my iPhone, turn it on, and just yammer into it. And I got down every detail I could remember every night. So when it came to writing the book, I wouldn't have remembered those tiny, tiny things. I wouldn't have remembered Alina Haba's diamond ring as big as a Ritz, or the way, I wouldn't have remembered that kind. I wouldn't have remembered, we sat very close together in the courtroom, he and I.
Right.
I wouldn't have remembered everything he had said. I could hear it. I could hear him belittling.
That is crazy.
Alina Haba, Esquire, belittling her, telling her to stand up. No, it was. So I wouldn't have remembered that. I would have remembered the highlights and the really funny things, the really absurd and hilarious. But I wouldn't have remembered the small details. But they were all right there. Oh God, they were all right.
But I also I'm really fascinated by this, that you would record voice memos. I mean, because going through that experience, no matter what, even if it's empowering, it must be exhausting as well. And for me, I just honestly, I'm only thinking about bad dates that I've had. I swear to God. I swear to you. I was like, shit, I should have, because I'll like get back from a bad date and I'm like, oh, I should really fucking write this down because that was outrageous.
Yeah, right.
But then I'm too tired, so I just go to bed. But like a voice memo is so great.
Do it on the way home.
Perfect.
Genius.
And put it on video, but not towards your face. Turn it around. So when you're walking around yammering into it, you're looking at the dog, you're looking at the furniture, so you get a feeling of what you're going through at the time. When I was in my hotel room during the second trial, there was a lot of me going in and getting a shot of my bottle of chartreuse. because I couldn't sleep. Robbie Kaplan sends me a bottle of chartreuse because she knows I love it. And I had a little tiny shot of that. Have you ever had chartreuse?
No.
Oh, it's like, it's created by monks in the 1400s and it's got 130 herbs and bark and everything. And man, that stuff will make you go to sleep. It's great. I mean, Jesus himself. If he came down and begged these monks for the secret recipe, the monks would not reveal it. No,
They
it's
would not give it.
truth.
Chartreuse liqueur. I'm looking at it.
All
Oh my
right.
gosh.
We're writing
wow.
that down
Okay.
too.
An herbal liqueur.
Yeah, so
Let's-
as I'm walking around the room giving the details, there would be that bottle. I'd pass it, and there would be that bottle again. So yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now, also, I was very intrigued by like your look during the photos that I saw during the trial. Like you looked so amazing. You're like a lifestyle expert to me. But did you choose your clothing specifically for the trial, or did you have a strategy in mind because I hear sometimes lawyers are like, oh, wear this, wear that. How did you pick what you wore?
Well, we did a trick. We pulled a trick.
No,
What's the trick?
Sometimes before huge trials, the OJ trial, et cetera, lawyers have something called jury exercises. And you and I would call them mock juries.
Right.
My team rented a big ballroom and brought in typical New Yorkers and presented the case to them all day, the full case. We presented our arguments. I wasn't there, but they had tape of me with the Alina Habba deposition, actually, and they presented the case. So the outcome of the jury exercises was all three juries agreed that yes, a man and a woman could end up in a dressing room in Bergdorf Goodman's in 1996. They had no trouble. Absolutely agreeing that a man and woman could end up in Bergdorf dressing room and something sexual could have happened. No problem. And no problem at all believing that that the man was Donald Trump and the woman was me. They all agreed, absolutely. And they all disagreed about one thing. They thought that I was begging him for it.
Why?
Because he's Donald Trump and I'm an old crone who's a withered hag sitting there in front. So I used to have a talk show in 1996 called Ask Eugene.
Ask Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
The network, it turned into MSNBC. This is prior to that. So, and every day it was live. And we went to the hairdresser and the makeup woman, Lisa Corbelli, who did my hair every day in 1996, did my makeup every day in 1996. We cut the hair identically to that, did the exact makeup. And remember the outfit I'm wearing on the cover of the book?
Yes.
That is literally bought from Bergdorf's in 1993. So I wore clothes that I wore in 1996.
Stop it.
That's it. That's what we did. So I didn't look like I looked in 96, but I looked like somebody who could have looked like somebody in 1996.
Right.
So Robbie could show them pictures.
Yeah.
And they could say, oh, okay. Then you're looking at the cover.
I'm looking at it because I haven't seen it. I just got that.
That's that brown jacket from Bergdorf's. Is that not cool?
Well, wait, the one with the hand on it.
Oh, that's my belt. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that.
Yeah, that's old too. But then Robbie brought in a stylist she was afraid the clothes were a little too classic.
Yeah.
So she brought in a stylist who got some fabulous stuff from Zara. And the jury, and Joe Tacopina, the great defense lawyer who defended the president the first time.
Yeah.
He said, ladies and gentlemen, she shopped at Bergdorf's. I get my things from Zara. That's what Joe Tacopina said. And ladies, I swear to God, here's what Joe Tacopina says to me in the middle, about day 5 or 6. He's leaning against the jury box. The jury's not there. The judge is not there. It's just, some spectators in the jury. He's leaning against it like this. And I come walking in from break. He says, Miss Carroll. I say, Mr. Tacopina. He says, you're beating me at the dressing game. I said, Mr. Tacopina, that is impossible. I have read Gentleman's Quarterly, and they say that you wear $6,000 suits. And he said, no. And he opens his jacket, and it's bespoke. And the lining looked like the Aurora Borealis.
Oh my God.
So he was not wearing a $6,000 suit. He was wearing a much more expensive suit than $6,000. I mean, listen, the fashion on a trial, on Judge Kaplan's runway, the trial, unbelievable fashion coming up and down that runway. I mean, Alina Habba was, some days her hair was long. Some days it was short. Some days it'd be sky blue, always pants cut perfectly. She's great looking. No, she's great looking. So, no, the fashion was great. But Tacopina, yeah.
You said Alina Habba was Donald Trump's most beautiful attorney or something, right?
She's very beautiful. She's very beautiful. She's very intelligent.
Yeah.
She got a lot of shit from the press about how stupid she was because she literally didn't know how to do anything for a trial. She didn't know how to introduce a document, for instance.
Right.
But she was very good at defending him. And he was elected president.
Right.
So she did her job.
Right.
She didn't do it in the courtroom. She did it out of the courtroom by addressing the press. If she didn't go out and do it, he would go out and say, he would give his version of the trial events, which, by the way, one time he went out and said, I'm the one who's damaged. I'm the one who should get the money. I'm the one.
You've got to be kidding me.
Saint Sebastian tied to a tree, shot with arrows. He was so, oh my God. And, his followers like to hear that.
Yeah, they do.
They like to hear it. But boy, he poured it on.
You damaged him so much he has to sell cologne now.
What?
He's selling cologne. He just started selling cologne yesterday, $199 a bottle.
Wait, what are you talking about? Are you
Donald
serious?
Trump started selling cologne yesterday. I think it's called Fight, Fight, Fight.
No.
Oh,
no.
Jesus.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm dying to know what it smells
promotes
like, but I'll
new
never
limited
buy it.
edition perfume and cologne. You've got to be kidding me.
Well, those gold sneakers did not sell out. So now he's got to switch tactics to cologne.
The president announced a new fragrance line called Victory 45 to 47.
Oh, okay. It says Fight, Fight, Fight on the bottle, right?
Trump fragrances are here. Wow.
I mean, he's not known for smelling great. So I'm just curious. But anyway, that's what he's doing to, I guess, try to make up some of the damage that you did to him financially, apparently.
83.3?
83.3. We're going to give it away. We're going to give it to everybody. Hates. I don't need the money. I don't want the money. I don't care. Money is not my thing. So
I love it that I remember you saying, I don't care, you're saying it right now, but I remember at the time you saying something like, I don't care about the money. I just want people to know the truth.
Yeah, I want him to know the truth, and I want to give that money, what does he love more than his money?
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. So I have a nice foundational setup. I'm going to give it to things like women's rights, which are being taken away by the hour.
Yes.
Right.
So we have a lot of things to do with that money. A lot.
Great. Well,
That's
if you need
incredible.
help, we're here.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you need any help.
No, maybe we'll have to have a special session and discuss it, come up with, okay, we'll give $1 million to whatever. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
That's great.
We'll be able to do that.
That's
I love
incredible. Is there like a timeline that he has to pay up? Because he's going to try to not, obviously.
The first trial, the $5 million trial, the court has the money. He has lost every appeal in that. Robbie Kaplan has taken him to the outhouse so many times and ripped him. His hair is blown off his forehead. So he's lost every single fight on that. But now he'll go to the Supreme Court. But I think the Supreme Court is busy tearing apart the country.
Yeah, I was going to
Right.
say, exactly.
I don't think they're going to take that case because it's the president's held liable for sexual abuse. I don't think that sounds good. But the second one, he's only lost one appeal on that, so and hasn't even lost that yet. I'm a little ahead of mine, but he will lose it.
Yeah.
And then he'll go to the Supreme Court. So yeah, it'll eventually come. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No,
Wow.
there's no doubt. No doubt. Particularly as he keeps losing the appeals.
Oh, shopping, planning, cooking. It's a lot. It's a lot in the summer.
A
It
lot
can be
in the
stressful.
summer.
But you know what?
What?
It shouldn't be. It can be really simple and really stress-free. And that's what Hungry Root is here to do for you. Imagine having your weekly shopping cart filled for you, your meals all planned out for the week. They're decided on. You don't have to make those decisions anymore.
It makes me feel very cared for.
Exactly. Like sometimes I joke like I need a wife. And honestly, I do feel a little bit like Hungry Root does that for me. That's why I love it. It takes the stress out of mealtime. It fills your cart with personalized picks and planning your week of meals. Getting smarter with every order, over 15,000 recipes to choose from each week. Many ready in just 15 minutes or less. And like a whole wide grocery selection. They've got smoothies, kid snacks, sweets, salad kits, which I just used one earlier, ready to eat meals, and even supplements. And it's very easy to find options that fit everyone in your family's tastes and nutrition goals, whether you're like gluten-free, dairy-free, high protein, focused on gut health, or whatever it is. You take a quiz. I love a quiz. Their smart cart technology recommends groceries and recipes and supplements. And it's kind of like having a personal shopper or a wife and a chef all in one. So you can spend less time planning and more time doing all of the 1 billion other things that you have to do and the things that you want to do. Plus, I love that they have very high food standards. They screen out over 200 additives, including high fructose corn syrup and artificial sweeteners and preservatives. And they only source high quality meat and seafood with no hormones or antibiotics. They offer organic produce, non-GMO options, and carry trusted, healthy brands like Oatly and Vital Farms and Ithaca Hummus, which is so good, and Harmless Harvest, which is one of my faves and I love. So, guys, whatever it is that you need, Hungry Root has got you covered. Take advantage of our exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box. Plus, get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/busy and use code BUSY. That's hungryroot.com/busy, code BUSY, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/busy, code BUSY. Oh, Thrive Cosmetics. I mean, this is the thing. Do we even guys? What do you want me to say?
What more can we say?
Nothing. There's nothing more I can say except that I love it so much. Like, it's literally my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
The mascara is so good. This Liquid Lash Extensions mascara, guys, over 40,000 5-star reviews, 39 999 of them are just mine. It's not true. But I'm so obsessed with it. It comes in 5 shades, which I am also obsessed with. It lasts all day.
The Brilliant
No
Eye Brightener
clumping.
is foolproof.
Ugh.
It's
Oh, it's
foolproof,
so
and I
good.
use it for everything.
Me too. Everything. And I love the Infinity Waterproof Eyeliner, which I use, and I get like a really good wing. I get a really good wing.
A good wing.
High pigment definition. It glides very smoothly. And I love the built-in sharpeners, which I didn't even know existed. Didn't even know they existed. Anyway, you guys, can I just tell you? The other thing is that Thrive Cosmetics is certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free. So you can depend on them, and you know that it's like they use really clean, good, skin-loving ingredients.
Right.
High-performance, trademarked formulas. Plus, they give back. For every product purchased, Thrive Cosmetics donates products and funds to help communities thrive, which is something that I love. But that tubing mascara, you guys, I cannot. I need you to try it. I need you to put it on your eyes this second.
I got to go to an event here in LA recently, and I met the whole Thrive team. We've had Carissa, the CEO, on our podcast. She's amazing. The whole team, they're all amazing. I love them all. They're all, so in addition to the great products, the great foolproof formulas, no-fail formulas that make anyone look like they're done by a makeup artist, they give back to so many different communities, a huge amount of money, but also the people that work there are amazing. So there's nothing to feel bad about when you're buying Thrive Cosmetics.
No. In fact, you only can feel good because you're going to look friggin' great. Okay? Just trust me. Try your new trusty favorites with an exclusive set for you, our listeners. New customers can get the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara and a mini-sized Brilliant Eye Brightener, which I love because it fits in your purse, at a special set price with free shipping, available at thrivecosmetics.com/best. Or save more with 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/best. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/best for 20% off your first order.
And then I have to ask, because I'm so greedy, the book's only been out a few days. Is there going to be a movie? Is there going to be a limited prestige television series?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Oh, please. Caissie, where have you been? Everybody's terrified of him. ABC, NBC,
Yeah.
are you kidding? What world
actually
do you live in?
I'm
That's
actually
true.
You're going to touch this thing.
That's
Nobody.
true. That's
I'm
true.
actually with you.
Nobody.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
they got The Apprentice through that movie, which was brilliant. That movie.
Right.
Did you see The Apprentice?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I want to see it. Sebastian Stan, right?
He's really good. Yeah.
Walked off with that thing. He was up.
And
Yeah.
Jeremy Strong,
Yeah.
right?
Jeremy Strong gives a performance, and that's saying something for Jeremy Strong because he's one of the great actors.
He really is.
Yeah.
That, makes your skin crawl because he's playing Roy Cohn. And boy, does he play Roy Cohn.
Wow.
And
Okay, if they were going to make a movie, who would you think should play you?
I think Jamie Lee.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, what do you think?
Wait,
Yeah,
Jamie
yeah,
Lee
yeah.
Curtis?
Either she or I don't know. When I was doing the audiobook, I kept stopping reading and calling that, bring me Ellen Barkin, for God's sakes. Bring me Meryl Streep. I can't read this thing.
Oh my God. Jamie Lee Curtis would be amazing, but also Ellen Barkin would crush it.
I know she would.
She's
just
so
incredible.
great.
It's odd. It's an odd choice.
I'm deep in Ellen Barkin right now because I'm watching that series that she made, Animal Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
She's so fierce in it.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
I will tell her.
Yeah.
what you said, Casey. Should
Oh,
like,
she's so good. And it's so funny because everybody's talking about Leslie Bibbs, Bob from White Lotus,
yes,
and it is so fierce. But Ellen Barkin's Bob in Animal Kingdom is flawless.
yes, yes.
Well, can I just add my 2 cents to that, which is that the last and only time I've ever met Ellen Barkin was at Leslie Bibbs' birthday party 2 years ago.
2 perfect Bobs in one place. The power.
Two
You did not.
perfect.
That's impossible.
It's true. It's really true. It was Bibbs at Bibbs' 50th birthday. Ellen was there because they're friends.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So I met Ellen at Leslie Bibbs' birthday.
You weren't wearing a bob at the time, were you?
I don't have one. No, I'm growing my hair back out.
Nice.
I feel like this is I feel like Liz Banks could play you.
Oh.
Elizabeth Banks.
I've always admired her.
Yeah.
I feel like Elizabeth Banks would be a great E. Jean Carroll.
Is she a little young? She's a little young. Remember?
Well, how old were you in the 90s?
50. I was 50.
So she's like, because I think you could cast a younger actress. I don't think Banks has turned 50 yet because she's a couple years older than me. But
you can play. You can play it 1960 easily. But you're a little young, but you could old up a little to do it in the 90s.
That's what I'm saying. Well, we could.
Your name is Elizabeth Jean.
That's right. I mean, we are overlooking that. It seems kind of meant to be.
I also, EJ, I just want to tell you, I had multiple cutouts of your advice column taped to my bedroom wall when I was a kid. It was like I had pictures of Courtney Love and pictures of like, PJ Harvey and Tori Amos. And then I would cut out some of the columns that I liked the best and I would tape those up as well. My bedroom wall was like a collage of pop culture and your advice column.
And look what happened. You are who you are today. Extraordinary.
Thank you.
You've had a terrific life because you never stand still for 1 second.
I really don't.
She sure doesn't.
No, I really don't.
You figured out this is the one time you're on this planet, and let's cook, ladies. Let's cook. Right?
I also, yes.
That's the best advice I've ever heard, by the way. Let's cook.
Let's cook, ladies.
Cook, and that you have a partner in crime.
I know. Well, she never stops too. And she's always down for all of my like absolute insane, like, hey, what if we did this? And she's like, okay, I'll figure that out.
Oh, that's the key. She helps you execute these weird ideas. It's execution because those weird ideas go 0 places if you don't have somebody behind you executing and making the calls and doing,
It's a dream come true for me. I'm like, what do you need? A saw? A jackhammer? What do we need? Let's get
a song, a joke. What do you need? I do interview questions. Who on EG? I'll look up who this old hag is. Okay.
No, oh my gosh, I cannot tell you. I'm gonna struggle to spit it out again because I just really mean it so sincerely. The ease with which you are courageous and smart and full of wisdom but you just do it with such joy. Like you just don't give a fuck. You're not thinking about like, how is this gonna affect me or could it blow up in my face? Like that is really fucking brave in this country that we're in right now.
Thank you. During trial, I could not do that. I had to be very buttoned up.
Yeah.
Really?
I could be Eugene. Oh yeah, I could be Eugene. But their main thing is, Eugene, keep your answers short. Very, very short. Because I would have loved to have gotten into that witness. Just told stories and tried to entertain the jury. And but jury doesn't want to hear that. They just want the facts. They want to get home because their kids are hungry. They want that. Although when Trump was in the courtroom, they could not get enough.
Right. I can imagine.
Wow. They were riveted by him. Riveted. He could do he had every eye, and he's constantly doing stuff, snorting, spitting, banging up on Alina Haba, horrible. And
Oh,
when we had jury selection, I wish you could have been there. He was, I've, I don't think anybody's ever seen him like that. And they will say this is not true, what I'm about ready to tell you, and I don't think I've mentioned this. Eh, When they came in, the prospective jurors, who the attorneys were going to pick, Trump sat in his chair, wheeling around and grinning and twinkling and just going like this and just winking and he just loved those jurors. He just loved it, loved it. And then he'd go outside and say, "This is a witch hunt. This is the worst. I shouldn't be here. I should be on the campaign trail." And then he'd go in the courtroom. He'd be smiling. Yeah, he really,
he's just trying to charm people.
Charm, right. I was going to say,
and
Eugene,
it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
do you think that he is a psychopath or a sociopath, or what do you think? A narcissist? He's just like a
No,
crazy
you have trouble
narcissist.
recognizing an evil man when you see him.
I mean, he's fucking evil. 100%. But like, what is it? Is it, I mean, sociopathy? Like what you're describing is a person who's like, he was in that moment with the jury selection was convinced that he could win them over. Right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he knew he could. Knew he could. He knew it.
He felt like he was like, I got this in the bag.
He had it in the bag.
I have this in the bag.
Yeah, no. And unfortunately, then the case was presented.
Right.
Right.
But he had it. And, well, he lost badly.
I'm so grateful that
Me
he
too.
lost those cases, because sometimes I worry about people, you were saying like people were charmed by him in the courtroom. So when presented with the facts, I would have been very nervous that people just would have been like, "Oh, but he's charming. He winked at me."
But can I say, I don't know if people, I don't know because I wasn't there, but Eugene, you tell me, I can see that sometimes when I'm around really, really horrific people, I'm like, I can't look away in the same way people like describe a car crash. Do you know what I mean? Like when you like, I like am fascinated by horrible people.
You've met Harvey Weinstein, obviously.
Yes. I was actually just thinking of Harvey.
I know. I could see it. I could see that's what you were thinking about.
I was thinking about that. And so like, there was always a sense with when I was around her, when I was in that orbit, where I was sort of like fascinated by him and was able to kind of like, I liked being an observer of his monstrosity, because also the turn and the points in which they think they are charming everyone.
No, they do. How could they not know that?
Right. They really believe it. But then you would see like the women, people's reactions as he walked away, or like, ugh, like someone like literally being like, whoof, thank God. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's possible that the jury, Caissie, were more sort of like just fascinated by the celebrity and like the spectacle of this monster.
But on the first trial, we did not have a famous Manhattan jury. We had an upstate Red County, Trump County jury.
Well, that's tough.
That we convinced them showed our case was very strong. And then by the time the second trial happened with the damages, our case was extremely strong. And the evidence was overwhelming. And everything he did in the courtroom, after this really twizzling about in his chair like Pamela Harriman at a cocktail party, when that phase was over and he was misbehaving in court, really misbehaving every hour he was sitting there, then the people could see Donald Trump, because nothing gets past the jury. They're glued to him. He lost bad.
That's the thing with him, is he can never keep it up for too long. You know,
Mm.
he can be charming for, I guess, a couple minutes, but once he feels like he's being treated unjustly, he's furious.
Well, but half the country disagrees with you. They
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, they love it. They think it's powerful and he's telling it how it is.
No, he's
'Cause-
telling it to them because that's what they want to hear, and they want revenge because they're really pissed off at the liberals for, changing the culture in ways they didn't want to. So he's their voice, and I see why they like him. I get it. He says every bad thing. Says every bad thing about the liberals. And
Right. Right. It's like
they love it.
having a friend who like says all the worst things about the girl you don't like in school.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
And you're like,
that's exactly it.
I know I want to say that too, but I'm not going to, but I'm glad you're saying it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's exactly what's going on. So of course unfortunately, it's gonna be a horrible wake up. I'm not sure about the Medicare thing. They got that passed today.
I can't believe it.
I could say about, I'm sorry I brought up Medicare, but I just want to do this because I'm sorry. As you were talking, Busy, I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. But your
What?
eyebrows are unbelievable.
Well, Eugene, one thing that we do
Those
say,
eyebrows.
thank you. One thing that we do say on this podcast, and we've been saying for years, is that we have to have room to hold all of the things, both the atrocities and
Yes.
and the sexual assaults, and
Yes.
that my eyebrows are really great right now because I go to a wonderful woman
really
here. Yeah. We as women, we are always tasked to hold all of the things simultaneously.
All of the things.
Yeah.
And
So-
then the other thing you do in your podcast is you say, okay, we have all these things now. What do we do to change that? And this is what we did. That's all. But the eyebrows.
Thanks.
Oh.
I go to Christy Stryker here in Los Angeles. Next time you're in LA, you have to come see her. I'll get you in.
Well, we have two entirely. We have the Jean Harlow eyebrows in Caissie.
Yes.
We have the Busy Phillips eyebrows here. So it is two entirely different looks, both fabulous.
Thank you.
But really, ladies, I mean,
because I'm between the two of you, like we're like between each other in age, and I'm just thinking of all of our generations and what we're doing to get through this shit. Like it's going to be a long, how many more years is it?
Well, it depends. Is he going to leave office?
Well, here's the thing. We're not doing everybody's sitting on their lazy asses, and it's pissing me off. I can't stand it. I don't like how everybody's sitting on their lazy asses. This is too much. We got to go out of the fucking house. We really have to go out. I mean, Busy, you were out of the house today, right?
Yeah, I was.
Get in the streets.
Were you out of the house?
Yeah, I've been out of the house.
We got to get out of the house. We got to look at our neighbors. We got to start to organize. Just sitting around and just watching the country come apart is not good. So
it feels though, but I was talking to my sister on the phone earlier today who has a kid that has like a lot of healthcare needs. And and like, this isn't great. I mean, this is terrible. It's a disaster. And I just was saying to Leanne, I'm like, I do not understand what it's going to take, though, because these senators aren't listening to their constituents. They're not listening to the people in the country who have made it. People are calling. I know people are calling. I know people are protesting all of these things. And these elected officials are refusing to listen to the people that they work for. And I don't know what it's going to take.
Well, it's fairly simple. What's going on in LA with the immigrants, if everybody left their houses and went into the streets, it would stop. I mean, the numbers will do it. We just have to leave our fucking houses and not expect a leader to, we're looking around for a leader to rise. We know a leader is not coming. We've got to do it ourselves. A leader is not coming.
Right. There's no Superman.
Have you seen a leader? I haven't seen a leader. Trump is a leader. Whatever you say, the guy is leading.
Right.
So we can't expect a leader to rise. We have to do it. And
Right.
that's, that's part of what this book is. Look, this is what I did. You just got to realize that nobody else is going to do it. You're going to do it. You got to
Right.
do it. If you don't do it, nobody does it. It's really, I'm like, I'm amazed that nobody knows how to leave their house. Or I'm just amazed. Aren't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Well, I think people have tried. I do think that people have tried, and like I do look at like Shannon Watts and her organizing abilities,
Yes. She
and
works
like
around the clock.
she works
Yeah.
around the clock, and like and I think about those kids that started the march after Parkland, like they started the March for Our
Okay,
Lives.
good. Let's have more of this.
Yes,
Good.
I think that that's incredible. And even looking at the numbers from this New York primary, and that Zoran Mamdani was finally able to get people from the ages of like 18 to 24 to go vote is huge.
Listen to what you just said. Oh my God. That's so shocking that kids 18 and 24 wouldn't think
They don't vote.
they don't know it. Well, women have the power in the country. We have more money. We have 57% of the wealth in the country, women. If we all got together, we could pull some strings.
We could shut it down.
Exactly. I like that.
We could shut it down. I think what my gut feeling right now is I do see people trying, and I do think that we just have to keep doing it. Every weekend, shut it down. I know that people are calling for a general strike, and I know that's scary. That's, talking about courage and bravery, but saying like a general strike where people just stop doing all the things that they're doing,
let's try it.
It would get some attention.
Let's just try it. I mean, we can't wait. Yeah.
I agree with that, and I also feel a little bit like, a couple years ago, I was invited to this like off the record dinner that I'm now going to talk about. But it was right post Dobbs, and it was orchestrated from a couple different, abortion rights organizations.
I know you're big on abortion rights. I know this is your thing.
It's one of my things because, listen, we need them. We got to have access to bodily autonomy if we want to do anything in this world.
Right.
And there were all of these business people there at this sort of like dinner roundtable discussion about what to do. People who have businesses that are, sort of headquartered in Texas and places that have really great tax incentives for corporations to exist in. And what it really came down to in listening to what the C-suite executives were saying was just make economic sense. Show me the bottom line.
Yes, that's what we have. Yes, that's it.
And the truth is, like, we have to have a way to show these billionaires that their businesses like Elon Musk leaving the White House because Tesla is tanking is proof.
Yes.
I mean, Tesla was like at one point, it was like the hugest, most growingest new car, but people, once they saw what he was doing, were like, we're out. We don't want this. We're saying no. And it really had an impact on his business. So I feel like we have to like think economically if we're going to make any difference to these people. You guys I wish this wasn't a podcast right now because Eugene just managed to do something and balloons just came up from the screen.
That's the greatest idea. That's it. And women control 57% of the wealth. Women.
Yeah.
Not men, women.
Yeah, control the wealth, make the decisions, make the household decisions.
You guys got a powerful platform. Yeah, really. If we start banging on the money, this idea, and I don't give it up and you don't give it up, and we just until people are sick of hearing about it, but this is what we have to do.
Right.
No, you're right about abortion rights, and that when the 83.3 million comes in, a lot of it's going to go to that.
Oh,
We got
Great.
back that clock back up to the future again. Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope that everyone heads out and buys this book. What's the one thing that you think would be like most surprising to people to learn from the book? Something that nobody knows about you or the trial?
Well, one of the pieces of evidence we couldn't get in is that it's well known in New York that people go to the Bergdorf dressing rooms and have nookie. We couldn't get anybody.
I did not know that.
You did not know that?
I didn't know
That's
that.
just one thing. But the other thing is, I think that when joy comes along, just seize that motherfucker. Just seize it. When the joy comes, enjoy it, and you get the satisfaction, and then get back to your life and to the fight. And this is serious stuff. And two of my lawyers fell in love on the Carroll team.
Wait, I'm obsessed. I love this.
To find out what happened to that love affair.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Oh
That's how wonderful the Carroll team was.
Ugh.
Head over heels for each other.
That's incredible. Oh my gosh. And if you never gave another piece of advice, when you find joy, seize that motherfucker is also one of the best pieces of advice that I've ever heard.
When you find joy, seize that motherfucker. I'm writing it down, actually.
Make a t-shirt. We got to make a t-shirt.
Oh, can we? Wait, Eugene, can we make a t-shirt with that? And then let's give all the money to abortion funds.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh. What are your plans? You're doing all kinds of press. You've been looking amazing on your magazine covers. Do you have like any plans for the holiday to like seize some motherfucking joy for yourself?
I'm like one of you guys. I'm sitting here thinking, well, what's the next book going to be? That's what you would be doing.
Yeah.
That's what we would be doing. And our friends are the same, our journalist friends and our podcast friends. They're all thinking, well, what's my mind? That's what we do. That's how we love. That's how we love our lives. This is, yeah. Okay,
you're still hustling.
Let's just go make $1 million of this T-shirt.
Well, the good news is we have a girl.
We have amazing T-shirt designer.
Oh, you got really?
Yeah, we have it all set up. Yeah, it's a podcast. Of course, we got to sell merch. We've been doing a really bad job of it in the last few years because honestly, I'm just like, I don't even know. We haven't made new merch in a long time. But we can do when you find joy, seize that motherfucker for sure.
I love
QVC probably wouldn't sell it, but
QVC probably wouldn't sell it.
I gotta say, hey, are you guys having a ball? Because this has been a great interview.
Really? We do have a good time. I will tell you, Eugene, sometimes I'm like, ugh, we got to do the podcast this week. But it's only because it's just, I feel that way about all work.
Yeah, but you love it.
But I do love it. But it's like, I don't know if you're a writer, like a real writer, like you write all the time and whatever. But I am a writer in that I find the best part of writing, being done with writing. Being finished?
Well, it's a plague. As Truman Capote said, you're in the dark hitting yourself with that little whip. That's a writer.
That's what it feels like all the time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Isn't that great to hear that you're a normal writer from E. Jean Carroll? That's even what she does.
Yes, it is nice because I remember seeing some interview with some man, and he was probably lying because they all lie. And he was just like, I get up in the morning and I start writing and I just write and I love, and I'm like,
Jonathan Franzen says that.
Oh, maybe it was Jonathan Franzen.
Oh my gosh. So you're just looking for the next book.
Yeah. You got any ideas?
I'm going to think about it. I'll send you some ideas. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give it some thought.
Yeah, but my editor, Elizabeth Dissingard, I wanted to write about the two guys who tried to assassinate President Trump.
Oh.
They're so opposite of each other. Crooks,
right.
Quiet, honor student, high IQ, studious, and then crazy, Ryan Ralph, crazy, flamboyant, extrovert. They're two of them. So that fascinates me. But, Elizabeth says nobody wants to read that. So,
That might be true.
do you want to read it? Would you run out and buy a book about those?
No.
No.
I wouldn't. I would read anything in which you say things like, when you find joy, seize that motherfucker. I find your advice for life and living, I have found your advice for living and your advice column to be one of the most helpful ways in which I learned how to become a person.
Oh, thank you.
Like I genuinely read your advice column religiously when I was a teenager and in my 20s. And they were situations that most of the time I couldn't even fathom yet. You know what I mean? But you really helped me understand how to be a person, a decent, good person that was able to move through the world aligned with their values.
You're decent, but you're still
and
fun and spicy,
and with a sense of humor, which we should all have. Even in situations where we feel like we can't have a sense of humor about this, you would manage to allow for room for there to be like your book, as in same with the book.
Wow.
Anyway,
that's made my week. I thought I was happy before. No. Now I'm filled with warmth.
Eugene, I just adore you. I have always just adored you and your bravery and your ability to stand up. And I know that you're like, well, of course it was empowering and there was no choice. And I felt, there was a choice. You didn't have to. And you.
No, but God damn it. It hit me. I'm 75. I'm going to speak up now or I'm never going to do it. And then at 80, we beat Donald Trump. So that's good.
You're a hero.
80?
No, you guys are heroes. We're all heroes. We just got to leave the house. That's it.
We're going to leave the house.
Okay. Do we agree we're going to leave the house?
We're going to leave the house. And at some point, can I come see you? I want to come visit you.
Come on.
Okay. I will. I live in New York now.
There's my dog down here on the floor.
Oh my
God. Wait, my dog.
Miss Havisham. Busy and Caissie want to say goodbye.
Miss Havisham. Oh my God.
Wake up. She won't wake up. Okay, you will come and see me. We'll hike and we'll I don't know what we'll do, but it'll be great.
I would really like that.
Oh my gosh. Eugene Carroll. Everyone, you're so wonderful. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on the podcast. This is a dream for us.
And thank God I don't have a podcast, because that means I'm not inviting you on my podcast. That'll be horrible. All right.
I really appreciate that.
I'll see you guys soon.
See you soon.
We will. Thanks, Eugene.
Adios.
Bye. Well, I'm back on that workout grind, honey, and you know what I'm losing? I'm losing those electrolytes. And last night, I got a cramp in my leg.
No.
Yeah. And you know what I did? I ran right upstairs, cramped and all, cramps and all. And I got myself some Element.
Good.
Because Element is a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything you need and nothing you don't. Lots of salt, no sugar. It contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, 60 milligrams of magnesium, no junk, no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers, no BS. We love Element.
It's perfect.
Elements, listen, it's great. You know what it's great for? You lose electrolytes when you sweat in the summer. You lose them when you're working out. If you're hiking.
Have a hot flash.
When you have a hot flash. You lose electrolytes when you have a couple glasses of wine, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. That electrolyte drink will bring you right back to life, boy. And Element is formulated to help anyone with their electrolyte needs. It's perfectly suited for people if you have a keto, low carb, or paleo diet. Its Element can help prevent and eliminate headaches, muscle cramps. That's what I had.
Yeah.
Fatigue, sleeplessness, and other common symptoms of electrolyte deficiency, because electrolytes facilitate hundreds of functions in your body, including the conduction of nerve impulses and hormonal regulation and nutrient absorption and fluid balance. So when you sweat, the primary electrolyte you lose is sodium. And when it's not replaced, it's common to experience all those things that I mentioned. We love Element. It tastes great. I like the chocolate one too.
Oh yeah, I like it hot in the chilly weather, in the chilly mornings. Like a little hot chocolate.
Right now, Element is offering our listeners a free sample pack with any drink mix purchase. That's 8 single-serving packets free with any Element drink mix purchase. It's a great way to try all 8 flavors, or you could share Element with a salty friend. Get yours at drinklmnt.com/best. This deal only available through our link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/best. That's drinkelement.com/best. Try it totally risk-free. If you don't like it, share it with a friend, and they're going to give you your money back. No questions asked. You got nothing to lose. Blue land, I love my blue land. Listen, in case you missed it, the EPA just banned 2 cancer-causing chemicals. There's a good chance they're in a lot of your cleaning products. I don't know why you would take any chances with your family, your pets, or your health. You got to switch out. You got to switch out your old cleaning products for Blue Land, guys. Please do me a favor. Do it for me. They're EPA Safer Choice certified, so you can trust that they only use safe, clean, and effective ingredients. Plus, they are free of plastic and microplastics, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like the Blue Land's dishwasher tablets, I'm kind of obsessed with. Like, if you use those plastic-coated ones, those microplastics stay on your dishes even after they're washed, and then you basically eat microplastics. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
It ends up somewhere. Yeah.
It's not great. But Blue Land is on a mission to eliminate single-use plastic by reinventing cleaning essentials to be better for you and the planet. But the same powerful clean you're used to, they offer these beautiful refillable bottles, and you put the cleaning products in. And it's all like very economical, and it's better for the environment in all the ways because, when you think about cleaning products, it's like 99% water anyway. So the way Blue Land works is you fill the reusable bottle with water, you drop the tablet that has all of the cleaning ingredients sort of like baked into it, right? It dissolves, it creates the cleaning product.
Right.
It's genius.
Yeah.
And you never have to like worry about lugging bulky cleaning supplies home. Again,
Blue Land is perfect for me because I hate touching those pods, first of all. I don't know if you're like me, if you've ever touched a laundry pod, hate touching it. I hate carrying heavy bottles anywhere. And I hate things that are supposed to be helping you clean and actually are making our environment more dirty. So Blue Land is perfect in all those respects.
Blue Land was also named an EPA Safer Choice Partner of the Year. Their formulas, like I said, 100% plastic-free, made with certified clean ingredients, free from chlorine, bleach, and harsh chemicals. I also just find that they work really, really well. Like really, really well. I use their laundry products. I use all of it, actually.
Yeah.
But like the laundry products, I love the dishwasher tablets, the toilet bowl cleaner, and then all of the sprays. I buy the refills, so they just show up.
Yeah.
Blue Land is trusted in over 1 million homes, including, obviously, as I talk about it so much, mine. Blue Land has a special offer for you, our listeners, right now. Get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/best. You don't want to miss it. blueland.com/best for 15% off. That's blueland.com/best to get 15% off.
Oh my God. She's amazing.
I'm obsessed with her.
Yes.
But like, I've been obsessed with her.
Yes, I loved her talk show. Of course.
I don't think I really watched. I know that she had one, but I was like in college, I think, at the time.
You had limited access to
I really did.
channels down the dial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love her.
Her spirit is so this is one of the one times in all of the history of this podcast where I really wish it was a video podcast, because she was just so full of energy and movement and just never stopped moving. And
did she literally say she's 80? That's not fucking true.
I know, right? I mean,
wait, what?
Let's find out when her birthday is so we can send her a gift. When is she?
Well, we have to send her chartreuse.
I want to immediately taste chartreuse.
There are very expensive bottles of chartreuse online.
Oh, interesting. Okay, she's 81 years old.
Holy shit.
Yeah. 81 now. So, yeah, born in 1943. Her birthday is December 12th. So we'll, for the holidays, we'll send her some chartreuse.
Holy cow.
Incredible.
Wow.
Incredible. And the book is I love that she kept it a secret and nobody knew that this book was coming, and it just dropped like a Beyonce album and hit the bestseller list immediately.
Yeah. It's pretty rad. Everything she does is pretty rad.
She is rad.
Yeah.
And really, what struck me
is.
so much is we're telling her, like, you're courageous, you're courageous. And she was like, like, it's not, but like what she did took balls.
I mean, yes.
Tremendous amount of balls.
And not for nothing, I would be afraid. I mean, like the thing that she said, like, everyone's afraid of him. No one's making a movie, Caissie. What are you talking about? Like, everybody's afraid of him. Like, not for nothing. I mean, I would maybe be afraid of him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm afraid of him in my house, as she said.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. I'm like, go outside and like get arrested in my yard for gardening because someone thinks that like I look like I could be from some other country or something. I don't know. I'm trying not to let fear rule my life like that. But then you read shit every day where you're like, oh, they're deliberately terrorizing everyone.
Mm.
Can you imagine? That's how you live your life and use your power?
No, I actually really can't.
Just dreaming up ways to like
terrorize people,
terrorize and torture people,
and take power away from people who don't have that much power to begin with,
right?
If any,
and who are hurting no one,
and just trying to live lives, live their lives.
Yeah, seems fucked up.
I mean, it
seems like dark.
Definitely fucked up.
Yeah,
and definitely dark.
Some dark shit. How's everything going in LA?
It's been a weird few days.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw a little bit of the weirdness that you shared on Instagram about.
Oh my God, that lady yelling at me. That was so fucking weird.
At the farmer's market.
But you know what happened right before that?
What?
The people who bought our house in LA came up to me and introduced themselves.
Oh my goodness.
And I have never met them.
Whoa. How was that?
I mean, I cried after I wasn't talking to them any longer.
Yeah.
And then that fucking woman yelled at me, and then I was crying more. I mean, just like it was like kind of a mess. That day was a mess.
Yeah.
And I had already felt kind of like on the edge.
Right.
Because the previous 2 days had been kind of weird.
Right.
For other reasons.
Okay.
And I was just like, I don't know what's happening right now. This feels crazy.
Right. Just a weird energy.
It was a weird enge. But you know what? Here we are.
Here we are today, and we're okay.
And E. Jean Carroll said, when you find joy, seize that motherfucker. And you know what? Okay. Yeah.
It looks like it's working for
Let's.
her. It looks like it's working for her.
Let's do that.
Yeah. I've been trying. Trying to dig my way out of like a little bit of a skid, you know? A little bit of a spin out.
Please. She's there too. I'm there too. Like it's really hard. I had therapy yesterday. You know, I love my therapist.
Yeah.
And I was able to have therapy yesterday. And the girls are Birdie's a counselor getting paid this week at camp.
Amazing.
And oh my God.
Aw. Is Birdie enjoying it?
Yeah. Well, Birdie
Oh.
loves being with kids. Loves.
Aw. I love that.
Yeah, she's like really great with little kids, and it's where she sort of thrives.
Yeah.
But yeah, things are weird, and I mean, and just for what it's worth, I was talking to my therapist yesterday. Obviously, like I said, I had therapy, and she was like, "Just so you know, Busy. I mean, this isn't always the case, but I do just want to offer that." Sort of everyone that I'm talking to is really having a tough time right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I
was like,
was really proud of someone that I know who I won't like name or whatever, but we were just talking about like a separate thing, like just a separate thing that we were trying to like organize something. And then I was just really proud of them for saying like, I'm not doing good right now. You know, like, sorry if I'm not doing the best job at this, but I'm not doing good right now. And I was just proud of not just this person, but I was just proud of anyone saying like, I'm not doing good right now. I'm not making it, you know, like at this moment. And, you know, that's very vulnerable to admit that. And it's not something that I admit readily, even when I am just spinning out, you know? And so I really admired that person said that. And then I've tried to be like, they inspired me to try to be more honest about like when I'm like, I'm not doing okay at this moment. And, you know, and it's like the discussion that we were just having, like, you know, you still do your eyebrows and you still take a shower and go out for a walk and do your work or whatever. But also, while understanding that it's very hard to focus on your boss wants you to do a report or whatever, because, you know, I keep saying people are like, they want me to keep doing my little job, you know? Totally. And I'm like, yeah, I get it.
It's really hard.
Yeah. Yeah. But I will say that people like E.G. and Carroll give me hope. Just that, you know, I mean, she's seen some shit, you know? That lady's seen some shit.
And she's just like fucking rad.
Punched through it and written through it. Yeah, she's rad, you know? It's very
punched through it.
It's very inspiring. What else is going on? What are you doing your best at this week?
Well, I did get Mark a birthday present in time to send it. So that it arrives today, although he's filming.
Okay.
But I was proud of myself for that.
That's amazing.
Because I did think it was. Because I was like, you know, not great at that stuff sometimes. Sometimes I forget.
Yeah.
But I think he's kind of, I mean, like, it's so exciting and so great and such a big deal. But I do think it's like a little bit hard for him right now, just like being without the kids at all and like not seeing them. And I know I get that. That's hard. So I feel like I was doing my best at being a good ex-wife / mom to his children in that way.
Yeah.
It's Cricket's birthday tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Which is so cute.
Yes.
And She just wants pizza and an ice cream cake.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. And wait, I need to see. Do I need to order it ahead of time? Maybe I do.
It's been a
No.
minute since I've gotten an ice cream cake.
No. Wait, but I can get something put on it. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. If you
You could
do
get
it
Alan
ahead,
Rickman's face put on it, maybe.
Oh, that would be a dream.
I
for
mean,
Cricks.
I think if I got Alan Rickman's face, that might be amazing.
You'd get high marks for that. You'd
Yeah.
get thumbs up. Your birthdays are also close together.
I know.
Just boom, boom,
It's
boom,
cute.
boom, boom. It was very cute to see the girls. I hadn't seen them in a while at your birthday dinner. I can't believe how grown up Birdie is. I've seen Cricket more recently, so I was more prepared for Cricket.
Oh, it's weird. Like, no, Birdie's like a full adult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Create your own photo cake. Don't mind if I do. Yeah. Alan Rickman, here we go.
Here we go. All right. So you're doing your best at that.
Mm-hmm.
We have another episode of the QVC show is airing tonight. It's Christmas in July with Bryce Dallas Howard.
Amazing.
She reveals a shocking piece of information.
Can I tell you something?
What?
Actually shocked. I was actually shocked.
We all
was actually
gasped.
shocked. We gasped. Everybody gasped.
So tune in to that. That'll be 10 p.m.
Yeah,
on
it was crazy.
QVC Plus. You can download the app on your smart TV, or you can watch it on plus.qvc.com. We had so much fun with Bryce Dallas Howard. She was incredible. And we're celebrating Christmas in July, which I love because when I start missing Christmas? December 26th.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start it right up again. Like, did you ever see the Sesame Street Christmas special where Elmo wishes it could be Christmas every day and then everyone gets exhausted and it ruins the magic of Christmas and then he has to wish for it to go back?
I do remember, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm like, I would not be exhausted by that. I would love that. I would love it. I would love it if we were like, oh, every day is a holiday. We're generous and we're festive and we treat every meal like it's special and drink our fucking hot cocos or whatever.
Oh, man.
We jingle bells, all that. Like, why are we not jingling bells every day?
Why?
It seems silly to me. It's free to jingle bells. Oh, that's a good one. Busy showing me the picture that she selected of Alan Rickman.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the right one, but
he looks handsome. She loves him in everything, right?
She loves him in everything.
She's a fan for life now of Alan Rickman.
Truly, Madly, Deeply is like one of her favorite movies, I guess.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but she just loves him. She really feels like a kindred spirit, I guess.
I get it. I can see that. I can see because they have like a similar energy. Like
Cricket and Alan Rickman.
Cricket seems very serious but then if you just listen a little bit closely, she's actually being really wry and hilarious and but she's just doesn't cut up like other little kids. She's not a clown. She's
really not. She is, however, a unicorn.
She really is. She really is. We were asking her what she remembers about LA and
that was so crazy.
She was saying that she didn't really remember a lot. She remembers your old house. And then I was saying, do you remember that you had this like green Peter Pan hat that you were wearing for a while? And she was like,
I don't remember that.
You don't remember? It was like a Peter Panish hat. I don't know if she had it, if it was like from a party or something, but I just remember her wearing like a little green dress and this little green Peter Panish hat. And it might have had a feather, but that's what I always picture when I think of Cricket. And she was so nice listening to me try to remind her about this Peter Pan hat. And she was like, I really have no memory of it.
I don't remember that though.
No? I probably have a picture of her wearing it in my phone because I clearly thought it was so cute. I bet I took a picture of her. I'll look and see if I have Cricket in the Peter Pan hat. Who knows? Who knows? Well, I'm doing my best at what am I doing my best at? Yeah, getting out of the house. Eugene Carroll is right. Get out of the house. And I liked what she said. She wasn't saying like try to start a march every day or whatever. She was saying go meet your neighbors, go get together with people, see what you can help people out with, see what's going on in your neighborhood. You don't know what you'll see. Just been paying close attention to that. So just trying to get out of the house more and I'm trying to have more energy, but I have a complaint about menopause.
Tell me.
It's making my bones hurt real bad. And I feel like I can just feel like my bones not doing great. Like I feel like I can just feel it, Like I feel like I can feel cells leaving my bones or something. And I know that probably rationally that's not true, but also is it not true?
Well, I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's the kind of thing like if I told a doctor, they'd be like, you can't feel your bones disintegrating or whatever. But I feel like I can.
Are you taking stuff?
Yeah, I'm taking stuff, but I do think that I need to just explore other options because like it's no joke. And I hate this because I really hate to harp on physical things because I just think it's like whatever, like it is what it is. That's how I feel, like if your shoulder's hurting or whatever, it is what it is. You do what you got to do to try to get it back to where it needs to be or 90% or whatever. But I don't like to belabor physical things.
Right.
All that being said, this like skeleton pain is just so constant that I'm like, I don't know what to do other than to like, I feel like I'm like just sighing in bed and making weird little noises. And like when Matt's like, what's wrong? I'm like, it's my skeleton. And I don't know. I need to get on that. I need to get some skeleton reinforcement things happening. And then I read that like I was literally just about to get a weighted vest to like try to do because I heard that is like helpful for bone health in menopause or whatever. Like that was the preliminary data. But then I read on social media this week, maybe it doesn't help and maybe it messes you up more. And I'm just like, oh my God, can we just figure it out for the girls? Can we please?
Well, no, there's no money for any research
Jesus Christ.
Anything having to do with women or women's health.
It sucks so bad. Oh, and also, this is one thing I'd like to complain about. I met at like, just wherever, like out at some event. I met this woman that was so cool and she's like a menopause specialist. And I was like, oh, that's so great. And she was like, yeah, come to my office, blah, blah, blah. We'll get you all hooked up because like the doctors, I've just been seeing my regular doctors, not a menopause specialist. And I was like, oh, that's great. I need to call Stacey London to get more information is what I need to do. Because I did look up this woman and I was like all ready to call her office and make an appointment, but it's like a concierge doctor service and you have to get like a $7,000 membership to even like begin. And I'm like, I don't have $7,000 to save my skeleton. I'm sorry. Like, no. And it made me feel betrayed. I mean, I know doctors got to do what they got to do.
Well, I don't know. Do they? I don't know. It's all crazy. I mean, I guess like, yes, I guess you're right.
Yeah. But I just was like, I'm not about to pay $7,000 just to become a member of like, and then also started to freak me out about like how much that doctor is expecting to see me in their office, like that a $7,000 membership seems like a normal ask. I don't know.
No. I don't think they care how much they see you. I think they're just like, literally like this is what it costs.
Oh, I gotta find a more budget menopause expert because I'm not about to write a check for $7,000 to get like some patches or what, I mean, like I want only the best treatment, but I need the treatment that doesn't cost $7,000 to begin with, to start.
Well, I think that's fair.
I just felt very betrayed. I was like, oh, it's like when you learn about, I never knew this, but like how you learn that even if you had the amount of money to go buy a Birkin bag, it doesn't really work that way. You have to like establish a relationship with Hermes prior to being allowed to buy a Birkin bag.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. Obviously.
Of course you know that, but I didn't really realize. I thought if I had, a cool 50 grand, I could just go in and buy that bag.
No, you have to have a relationship with Hermes.
Yeah.
Which is no joke. I can't even.
And by relationship, it means you bought other things like over that you are allowed to buy. And I'm like, my self-esteem can't take it. Like I can't take already just trying to get past the security guard at the door is already like, I'm nervous to walk through like an automatic grocery store door, because I'm like, it's not going to open for me. It's going to be like, no, you don't belong in Winn-Dixie or whatever the fuck store I'm going in. So just to walk by a store with a security guard and then have to establish a rapport with the store and like finding out that like, I'm not at a point where I'm allowed to buy certain products yet. I mean,
right.
There's no danger of it ever happening. It was never going to happen, but just knowing that exists, but that's how I felt about. I really did think that I was going to become a patient of this menopause specialist, and learning that it was like out of reach for me felt a little bit like a betrayal, but what would E. Jean say? She'd just be like, just get out on those streets and find a different doctor.
Just get out on those streets.
Fuck that office that costs $7,000. Fuck it.
I also do just think that like alloy health is a thing that like is really good. I don't know if they're advertising on our podcast today. But I actually have friends who've been using alloy. And I just want to do it because it feels correct.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I just got to get it together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it. I think we're going to take off next week for the 4th of July holiday. You got a lot going on. Yeah. So we're going to take off next week since it's like the July holiday.
Uh-huh. Ordered the cake.
Huh?
I said I ordered the cake.
You did? Which picture did you go with?
I went with this.
Good one. Classic. Since I'm
not allowed to post cricket on my Instagram, I think that I will just post that tomorrow for her birthday.
Oh my God. You are hilarious.
She is hilarious.
She is hilarious as well. Biz, I hope that all that weird energy, that weird LA energy is like past and that you're able to enjoy your time here.
I don't know what it is, but I do know that everything is insane. And, I don't know. What are we going to do? Like, it just,
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I had a thing happen Friday night that even my therapist was like, it's wild. Feels like you really, like, it's like you just keep trying to get sort of past a thing and it just keeps showing up in the weirdest ways. And I was like, right. I know. And I was just like, so what is that? You're my therapist. Help me.
Did you have an answer?
What is that? you're my therapist. No answer. There's no answer.
Right.
I don't know what it is. I think that there are forces that we can't even possibly understand what they are or why. I really do. Like, I think the universe is big and wild and fate and energy and I don't know. I don't know what anything coincidences and I literally don't fucking know what anything is anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do feel like, I know I'm trying my best at moving through all the things that I need to move through. I know I am.
Yeah.
And sometimes the universe is just like, listen, bitch, I got to punch you in the face a little bit, just a little bit, honey.
I don't agree. I do not
I don't
want
love
you
it.
getting
I don't
punched
love
in the
it.
face.
By the universe? Me neither.
Universe, stop it.
But maybe that's not what the universe is doing. And like maybe I need, like maybe it's a reframe. Kate was always the best at reframe. Also, happy birthday, Stefan Surge. It's Kate's son's birthday today. I actually should text him. Should I send him that picture of Alan Rickman?
Yeah, what is the reframe? What would Kate say?
I don't know. I don't know what she would say.
Maybe if something keeps coming back up and it's making you have a reaction still, maybe it's just to remind you that you're not over it the way that you thought that you were over it and that you still have some getting over it to do. Because if you were over it, maybe it wouldn't feel like a punch in the face anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's right.
Like, have you ever had a situation where something feels so bad and every time someone talks to you about it, it feels so bad and you just feel like your skeleton is melting or whatever is the embodiment of feeling bad. But then, like, at some point, it turns a corner and somebody's talking to you about it and they, like, kind of go out on a limb and make a joke about it. And, it's risky because how are you going to react to this joke about this thing that is, like, hurting you so much? And, like, there just becomes a point where it's different, right? It takes on, like, a different shape and a different form. And you're like, your friend took this risk and you might be like, that's not funny. Or you might just take a beat and then crack up laughing. And, and then it has become something different.
Yeah.
And you're, like, experiencing it in a different way. So I don't know. I did not do Kate justice, I'm sure, but.
No, she'd be like, Biz, I don't know. Maybe it's just fucking random.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm just hoping that your perfect face stays perfectly safe for the rest of the time that you're here. I want you to be able to enjoy LA. I don't want LA being mean to you.
Yeah, I mean, LA was fucking mean to me and this weekend in a way that was like, oh, shit, okay. And maybe that's it, Like, Mark and I really go back and forth and he's like, LA is where you and I both should be. It's where we lived forever and da-da-da-da. And I really struggle with it because I come back here and it's like all these people that I fucking love are here,
right.
But it's also like, it doesn't feel present. It feels past.
Right.
And, to have some fucking lady yelling at me at the farmer's market about Zoran Mamdani is like weird. That felt really aggressive. And Friday night was like weird. Like there's just stuff, like it's ghosts too. This place is like filled with ghosts for me.
Yeah.
And but like really great produce.
The best produce.
Like
worth
I can't
getting
even
yelled at the farmer's market.
Like I'm eating things like I have not tasted a fucking strawberry. in a year. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I like made a salad today that every part of the salad tasted perfect in its own way. Like, I was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
How can it not be replicated on the East Coast? And guys, wherever you live, I don't know your life and your relationship to produce.
Yeah.
But I just would recommend, if you ever get a chance to come to Los Angeles in your life, make it a point to go to either the Hollywood Farmers Market on Sunday or the Santa Monica Farmers Market on Wednesday or Sunday, or really any of the farmers markets. But those two are the really big ones.
Yeah.
And just get some fucking fruit and vegetables and try them and compare to what they taste like where you are from and the grocery stores that you get your food from. Because I'm telling you, it is like really how food should taste.
Yeah.
Like even like
listen,
I bought like cheese from like the cheese guy and like fish from the, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, it is so, and bread from the bread guy before he sold out. Like it's just so good. And Dave's tempeh, I bought the tempeh from the tempeh guy.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, listen, we've long said that even when we were East Coast people, when we were coming out to LA for work, that's what we were most looking forward to, is getting that fresh produce. And I was always looking forward to seeing Loretta Swit, RIP, because I would always run into her at any place I ever went in LA. I don't know why, but that was like, she was like, just anytime I looked up in a restaurant, Loretta Swit would be there back in the day. The produce is so good. I guess it's because it is like kind of hyper local and then it's getting shipped out from here. And because like when I worked in New York City, everybody got their lunch, this salad from this particular deli that was next door to my office. And then one morning when I was going into the office, I saw all of the lettuce for the day and it was all in clear garbage bags on the sidewalk outside of the deli. And I was like, well, that'll be the last time I get a salad from that establishment. And I think they had brought it up from the basement. Like I think they were storing garbage bags of lettuce in their basement. And if you've ever been to New York, you know those like basements that are, you know?
I do. I do now.
Anyway, yeah, the produce here is good. I'm glad you're at least enjoying the produce.
But it did feel a bit like LA was like, remember how we told you to get the fuck out of here? You don't belong here anymore. You should not live here.
Right.
Go. Get out.
Right.
It did feel like that.
Right. And it doesn't mean that LA will never be for you again. It just means like fucking this week it's being a bitch.
Yeah, this week is that last. Yeah, it was not great. It was not great. It wasn't great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry about that. You know,
Me
nobody
too.
deserves that.
I know. It's also just like, ugh, gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said it all in my
your Instagram.
My Instagram stories. I was just like, it's not like that deep. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's also just like, not only do your own research, do your own personal work, ma'am. Like, you know, like you're scared.
Right. Or if you want to have a conversation.
Yes. Like I actually can deeply relate to a lot of my Jewish friends who are feeling upset and scared about anti-Semitism and about feeling, you know, lots of different ways about all of the Israel stuff and like what's happening and the rightful, response to the atrocities that this maniac is perpetrating on the people of Palestine and Gaza. But it's like, I know it's really complicated.
Right. Right. I was, of course, recommending Rabbi Sharon Bruss to a friend of mine who he was not familiar with her. All her stuff is on Instagram. She posts so many amazing things, and we've had her on the podcast a couple times. And he was just saying that he was really looking for some guidance on how he felt about everything. And so I was so happy to recommend her because she always just makes me feel, I mean, I'm not Jewish, so I can't speak to the Jewish experience, but I can speak to the fact that sometimes when I'm confused and I'm like, this is really complicated and it's really ugly, she's one of the resources that I regularly go to just to hear what she has to say and to help me think a little bit more clearly about it. So,
I mean, yes. I will say also my friend Bess Kalb has a Substack that's really fantastic and really and she is Jewish.
yeah.
And Bess really is able to articulate beautifully a lot of the complications that she's been feeling since October 7th of last year.
Yeah.
And nope, the year before.
Yeah.
Not last year.
Yeah.
The year before. But also being a New Yorker, her Substack's great. So
Yeah.
I recommend that to people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't need, you want to have a conversation, okay.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if I want to have a conversation with you, but
Right.
I can recommend some things that I feel could be
Right.
helpful.
Right.
It's just whatever.
I know. It's been a week and I feel like, hold on, because I just feel like it's going to get wilder. I don't know, man. I don't know. Keep calling. I know we were just talking about getting out on the streets, but keep calling. Keep calling.
Yeah.
Calling.
I mean, it's also
Start.
though just can I just be honest? Part of what is frustrating me is that I feel like these politicians aren't listening to us and aren't listening to their constituents. And in that respect, I sort of feel like the only thing you can do is let's just vote them out.
Right.
And challenge them.
Well, I think what we've seen is the only
primary these motherfuckers. I
the
don't know.
only folks who are willing to vote their conscience are people who are not seeking reelection. So when it's threatened that if they don't go along with this, the Republican Party's gonna primary you. And then so who was it? Tom Tillis came back and was like, oh, guess what? I'm not running for reelection. So I'm just gonna vote the correct way. And it's when he reveals something like that, it tells you something about the way these things are done and that most people are voting in their own personal self-interest of power, and it has nothing to do with what is good for their constituents. Or in the case of Lisa Murkowski, she tries to make a carve-out that only benefits her constituents, thereby fucking over everyone else in the country. And then when they tell her she can't have it, then suddenly she might not vote for it. But then it's a fucking disaster. These people are disasters. They're disasters. And I don't understand. What is the purpose of that? What's the purpose of it? What's the purpose? I'm very confused about what the program is that they're on.
This is the thing. I have no fucking idea.
It has to be financial. That's the only, it has to be financial because we're talking about these are people that sought power.
Yeah.
And so you're okay, so what is the power for? And there's only a couple different types of power, right? And so if I was seeking power, I would think that I would want the power of being very beloved by the people who voted me in. And I would want people to remember me as someone who really did something to change the lives of the people that had voted for me. you know? And so that's
Mhm.
the kind of power that I would seek, and which is why I probably ultimately wouldn't be very successful in politics. The other kind of power is financial. It's financial influence, and and so I think like if people don't give a fuck what the people who voted for them think and how they'll be remembered at doing their very important job that they sought power for, it's got to be financial. It's got to be financial, and it's got to be like fiduciary influence.
Right.
And that's gross.
It's
Because you
really
know what?
gross.
You can still fucking get rich and be a good person. You can. People have done it. It's possible.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I am.
so I don't understand, you can still get like really rich,
Right. I'm not that. But I do think like, I was listening to the Ezra Klein podcast.
Yeah.
And I was considering like one of the things that I'm always saying, which is like, oh my God, like I just don't understand these people are voting against their own best interests. And then because on the podcast, basically Ezra Klein and Chris Hayes is like, well, I mean, I voted against my own best interests in this one.
Right.
And he was like, oh yeah, I guess I did too. Oh yeah, I guess we do when we're, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
For me, the tax incentives or the tax breaks I should want, I guess, well, whatever. If I didn't want, I just believe in spreading it around, whatever.
Yeah.
Encouraging new things to grow.
Yeah.
It's a line from whatchamacallit.
And it's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
People are so afraid of socialism and like,
oh my God, people are so fucking crazy. They're crazy because, by the way, this is working.
Right. And by the way, we're
this
never
is working
gonna,
for you.
We're not going to become a fully socialist country in your lifetime.
It's not but it's literally like, I don't even think it's possible at this point. The truth is like be a Democrat, like some version of democratic socialism is the only way that like, I mean, you look at Sweden or you look at these places where, healthcare is a given. And by the way, is the healthcare system perfect? No, it's not perfect.
But neither is this.
But this is really not perfect. And, yes. Well, guys, well.
Was that fun? Was that uplifting?
I don't know.
I hope so in some ways. I hope so.
Well, we're just all trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
And how to be a good person and how to show up and continue to show up even when you're like, oh, the universe is punching me in the face again.
Right. Well, guys, I think we are walking away with like the best advice that has ever been given on any podcast in history, which is Busy wrote it down.
When you find joy, seize that motherfucker. I was like, it's like Mary Oliver, but better. More relatable.
Thank you so much to E. Jean Carroll. Busy and I are such ginormous fans of hers. And we like, she's one of the people that we talk about like in real life when we're just having chit chat that's not recorded. The book is called Not My Type, One Woman versus a President. She dropped it this week as a surprise and it automatically shot to the top of the bestseller list. And I think that's really exciting and really courageous of her. And we were so excited to get to talk to her.
Yeah, she's just obviously, clearly, the best.
The best. And
so
you guys are the best too. And we love you so much. And we love you. Have a good 4th of July. Stay safe.
Yes, stay safe. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. We love you. Bye.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best.
Oh no.